Okay, so we're doing the the practice paper from the first year textbook. Okay, and we are on question 9, which is on vectors. So we're given position vector of A and position vector of B, and we're asked to find the magnitude of AB. So the first thing we want to do is actually find vector AB. Okay, so we've got the position vector of A. So I'm going to write these as column vectors. I just find it easier than working in I and J vectors, but however you prefer to do it is fine. Okay, so vector AB is basically asking me, how do I get from A to B? So there is a formula for that. So vector AB is vector OB minus vector OA. So that's going to be 4, 2 minus 6 minus 3. So that is going to be 4 minus 6 and 2 minus 3. And then I'm just going to write that back as I and J vectors, as that's what was given in the question. Okay, so that is the formula you can use. But really, all this is asking me is, how do I get from 6 to 4? Well, I want to go down 2. And how do I get from minus 3 to 2? Well, I want to go up 5. Okay, so you can actually just bypass using this formula completely. If you just think about, well, what is AB? It's how do you get from point A to point B. Okay, so now I've got AB though, however I've got there. So vector AB is so 2 minus 2i plus 5j, so that's going to be 2 to the left and 5 up. Okay, so that's what that vector would look like. So the magnitude of it is just going to be Pythagoras. So that's the notation for the magnitude of a vector. So the magnitude, and I don't really care that it's minus 2. It's in terms of sort of getting the length of that hypotenuse, it's a magnitude of 2. So root 29, and the only thing to check there, yes, it doesn't mention, giving it an exact form or rounding it, so I'll just leave it as root 29. Okay, and then it wants the angle it makes with the unit vector I. So the unit vector I is actually going off in that direction. So that's the angle that they want from me. Okay, so I think the quickest way to get that is going to be to just find that angle there and then take it away from 180. Okay, so if I call that angle theta, so I've got the opposite and the adjacent sides. So tan theta is opposite over adjacent. So I stick that into my calculator. So inverse tan of 5 over 2 is 68.2 degrees. So the angle I actually want, let's call that alpha, is going to be 180 degrees minus that, and that's the angle it makes with the I. With the unit vector I. So that, let's do that. Let's go right in again. Okay. So that's the unit vector I is the horizontal vector going off to the right. So that's the angle they wanted.